Book Babes podcast is explicit in every way, so please take care while listening. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Book Babes podcast. I'm Natasha.
And I'm Amy, and we're back.
We're back. We're back. I love the fact that we're back every week.
I know. Every week for the foreseeable.
For the foreseeable future with craziness. And I saw the other day a couple of Instagrammers tagged us in their listening. And honestly, I had a little moment of like people are actually listening to us.
I know. It's quite surreal, isn't it? It is quite surreal.
It is quite surreal, especially as well when I've seen a couple of influencers who I follow and who I've always followed and I've always loved their content. When they mention us, again, I'm like, I wouldn't have even thought that you would have like known who we were, but you do.
Yeah, and for me, there's like a couple of authors that I've listened, and I'm like, oh my god, I read your books, but you're listening to me.
Yes. Or when they leave a comment on the Spotify as well, that's great. Yeah, continue because we love it.
We do. We love comments. We love seeing your tags. It makes our day.
We do. And then the other day, which I think I said to you about when I messaged you, is that freaking TikTok has decided that Spike, no, it wasn't even Spike the special peen, it was our green special peen.
Yeah.
And Derek the Dick got flagged.
Yeah. We've been banned on TikTok.
We've been told off.
Talking about peens.
Yeah, we have.
So we won't be posting on TikTok for a little while, just until our red flag disappears.
Yes. Yeah, no, TikTok is a no game, but it's okay.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to rethink what we post on there because I think about 90% of our episodes are not TikTok friendly. So.
I think so. Maybe we'll just post photos of us, or maybe the books that we've talked about.
Yeah, maybe.
Yes.
I'm not sure.
So this is another spoiler review discussion on books. Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah, I think so. It's definitely another spoiler episode, but rather than looking at one book, we're going to look at the whole author, I think, aren't we?
Yeah, we are going to look at the whole author. She's one of my favorites.
She's become one of mine as well. I can't believe I didn't read the book sooner because I'm actually obsessed with them now.
I know, right? So E.K Hunter is the author that we're talking about today. And she writes dark mafia romance. She has one series, it's a dark mafia series. And then would you say her new book it's not really mafia, is it?
It's not mafia. It's kind of like a dark romance, billionaire. Still with the kidnapping and the stalking, though.
Yeah, still with the things that we love.
Yeah.
To read about. Fictional.
Although Kai Wolf.
Yeah, I just in real life though. Pardon?
Kai can kidnap me.
Kai can definitely kidnap me. I think, although, is it Danny? We won't talk about that right now. What's his cousin?
Miles.
Miles is getting a book.
And I can't wait for Miles because I can remember Kai and Riley were talking about him, and I can remember them saying that he's got some kind of interesting kinks.
Yes, he does.
So I'm looking forward to seeing what they're all about because
I like he does. I know, and I feel like because are we going to talk about the books in order? I think we should.
I think it'll make more sense, won't it?
It would make more sense.
No, let's talk about the backwards.
So we'll talk about Miles in a minute. I think I have a prediction about his story, maybe. Okay, maybe. Okay. I know E.K Hunter does listen to us, so she might be like, interesting.
Well, no, when I was reading the series, I messaged her all of my predictions as I was going through. And then there were a few angry messages in there, like, I can't believe you've done that. I think I might have sworn at her. So, but I don't know. I think my predictions weren't bad. They weren't bad.
Okay, good. Okay. Yeah, I think I didn't message with predictions because I was too absorbed in. Also, when I first of all started reading this, I'd only just started arc reading, so I didn't know messaging the authors was a thing.
Okay.
So I didn't know that they liked to hear from us. I just thought
Yeah.
that they were, what's the word, like a famous person that you could never speak to.
Oh, I love messaging the authors.
I do now.
And I think you got my running commentary as well. I think
I
you got
did.
like quite a lot of what the fuck.
I did, and your plane ride as well, of
Yeah.
how you were upset
Oh
during
my
the plane
god.
ride.
So I devoured kind of the whole series in probably 4 days, but I read one of them. I read book 2 on the
Mm.
plane. I went to Turkey for a week, and I read book 2 on the plane, and about 70% of the journey, I was sat there sobbing my eyes out. My husband
Mm.
was looking at me. I had a kid sat the opposite side of me, like, "Are you all
Mm.
right?" And I was like, "No, just don't talk to me." I was not okay. I still haven't forgiven EK for that.
Mm-mm. No, I didn't. I actually recorded my reaction to that, um, and posted it on TikTok for her
We'll get
because
there
I
because we're gonna do a spoiler
know.
episode anyway, so we will get there.
Yes, we will. We will get there. So book 1, which I'm holding up for people to see, is called Collide. Um, First off, I love the cover.
Stunning.
Yeah,
So
stunning
pretty.
cover. Yeah, it's so beautiful. So book 1 starts with uh it starts with Riley as being the FMC as being a kid, isn't it?
Yes, it does. So it's yeah, it kind of dives into a few things that happened in her childhood. How far are we gonna go into the spoilers? Because
Are we doing a full spoiler? I don't
what do you
know.
think?
Um,
Because I'm kind of my thoughts are, although we're going to do a spoiler episode, I think there's quite a few little twists and turns which I think would be a shame to give away to people because there were a few things that I was reading and I was like, I did not expect that. And I'm really, really good at picking up things sometimes.
mm,
And I think it would be a shame to take that away from people's reading experiences. Like, I
yeah,
want them to feel the same feelings where they want to message EK, like, what the fuck did you just do?
yeah.
I think I think we shouldn't take that away from people. I think they
No,
need
I
to
agree.
experience the same thing.
Yeah,
So should we do semi-spoiler?
semi-spoiler. Let's do semi-spoiler one. Yeah, so we can keep all the surprises and all of the freaking emotions, like you say, in the books for
Yeah,
people to read.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, so starts off. We can talk about the beginning. That's fine, isn't it?
yeah,
Riley is young. She has to look after her little sister because something happens to her parents. She ends up on the street, doesn't
yeah. They
she?
both do. They're both kind of
They
like
both.
homeless children.
Yeah, and then a guy takes them in who I swear I feel like he would have, like, been some kind of sexual predator.
He was, wasn't he?
Yes,
He
but he didn't do anything to them though, did he? He did it to
no,
other
because
people.
her little sister wasn't quite old enough.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
sure because obviously I've read them quite recently. So
Mm,
he was found out that he kind of I can't remember if it was that he did it himself or if he kind of sold them out to men.
yeah.
But Riley herself was too old, but she had the little sister Angel, but she
Mm,
wasn't quite old enough. And I think it was if it was like 18 months or something, then she would have been.
yeah,
But
trafficked or whatever it is,
yeah,
yeah.
it was trafficking, but he
Mm,
gave her a home, didn't he, when they had nowhere? So
yeah, kind of the trying to be the good guy, but really was a
yeah,
villain in the whole
yeah,
thing, yeah. Um, and then and then she gets a job at a strip club,
yeah. So she's pole dancer.
pole
Um,
dancer.
very good one
Um,
by the sounds of it.
I would say
Mm,
she was very good. Yeah, I thought she was, yeah, for somebody that just new to the whole pole
mm.
dancing thing, I thought she was good at ripping up the whole pole and obviously caught the attention of Mr. Kai Wolf.
Absolutely. He was happened to be there on business, didn't he? But
Yeah,
on
and
his little
then
trip, he saw something he liked.
he saw something he liked, and Kai Wolf is the king of Hollows Bay, and what Kai Wolf wants, he gets.
So he should.
So he should, abso-fucking-lutely. I feel like
But
he should. Me.
Yeah, and me. We can share.
We can share. He's got a
I
big
get
enough. He's got
weekends.
a big enough. Yeah, he's got a big enough place. You know, he does.
Although, when we talk about characters,
Yeah.
like you said, I do have a soft spot for Miles.
Oh, I do have a
So
soft spot for Miles.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure. Maybe I'll take them both and I'll have like a nice little wolf sandwich.
Oh, I like this kind of wolf sandwich as well. It could
Yeah,
be our why choose, our
yeah.
own why choose. Yeah, we could do that.
But anyway, our lovely Kai kind of sees what he wants, doesn't he? And proceeds to follow home. And it was another boot in the car.
It
Boot in
was
the car? Car in
another.
the boot in the car. That doesn't even make sense. Person in the boot of a car would make more sense.
Yes. Yeah.
Bit of action going on there.
A bit of action. And the thing I love about morally grey characters, and I think EK writes them very, very well,
Amazing,
is
yeah.
the fact that they just take what they
Yeah.
take what they want. They don't give two shits.
No, they don't give a shit whether it's right, whether it's wrong, whether anyone
Yeah.
sees, whether anyone cares. They just that's
They just
irrelevant because they want it,
yeah.
so they get it.
Yeah. They
But
get
as
exactly
I
that.
said, Kai Wolf, so he should.
So he should.
He
Yeah.
deserves all that.
He does deserve it all. And I think one of my favorite scenes is when he jerks off in the back of the limo, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He does jerk off in the back of the limo.
Yeah,
What
because he doesn't although he's kind of like morally grey and he stalks and kidnaps somebody, he won't touch her unless she wants it, will he? And
yeah.
he makes it quite clear that she has to tell him that she wants it. So he just gets so wound up that he
Gives
jacks himself
himself a
off.
little jerks himself off in the back of the old limo. Yep.
But I might be thinking wrong, but doesn't Nash do that as well?
Nash does it in the cupboard. Doesn't he do it in her now, I might be wrong here. Doesn't he do it in her panties? Does he put
Yeah.
it he does it into her panties?
No.
Right?
Yeah.
Doesn't
Yeah.
he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
while he's in her cupboard. That's
While he's in her cupboard.
different book. We're gonna get to that one. That's E.K Hunter's just had a new release called Sweet Surrender,
Yep.
which we'll talk
Yep.
about in a minute. It's
In
just
a
come out
minute.
today, actually. So it'll be a week, 2 weeks. It'll be out by the time the episode comes out.
Yeah, 2 weeks. It came out on the 30th. Well, it's the 31st today, so yeah, 2
Yeah.
weeks. But we're probably just highlighting the fact that E.K Hunter can write real good man alone
Masturbation scenes.
masturbation scenes. Yeah, she's done it. 5-star review.
Yeah. All of their books were a 5-star for me.
Yeah, I was the same. Yep, I was the same. So Hollows Bay, obviously, Kai runs the town, morally grey, takes Riley and locks her in a room, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he locks her in a room. Now,
In their bedroom.
in a bedroom. Yeah. From the description of the bedroom, I don't think I'd be mad.
No, so she's got a beautiful view of like the city. She's got an ensuite bathroom. She's got a massive walk-in wardrobe with like thousands of pounds of clothes. Like,
yeah,
I think there could be worse places to be put.
There could be worse places
And
to be
worse men to be taken by.
Yeah. Yeah. I just feel like fictional, of course. If I was to be kidnapped by somebody like Kai Wolf, taken to a 3-story friggin' tower building where he basically owns all these floors and lives in them.
Yeah, and he literally owns the city.
Owns the city. Put in a luxury room with an ensuite view of the city, and then realize that this guy wants to just have lots of hot sex. I wouldn't be mad.
No, I don't think I would.
No, absolutely not.
I mean, I feel like if that happened in real life, I feel like I wouldn't be overly mad. Don't kidnap me, but if you're Kai
Depends what
Wolf,
you look.
maybe.
If you look like Kai Wolf, Zaid Meadows, Nash
And I live
Carson.
over here. The front door's unlocked.
My front door's unlocked. Just come when my husband's sleeping.
Yeah.
And let the
No one knows.
kidnapping commence.
You'll see a
Oh,
news
dear.
article next week, like, girl from so and so area gets kidnapped after announcing her dress on a podcast episode.
But don't look for her because she's apparently fine. That would be
No,
most
just Kai
unfortunate.
Wolf though.
This guy
Unfortunately,
Wolf,
Kai
yeah.
isn't real.
No, he's not real. He could be real somewhere. He's real in my head. It's fine.
But back to what you
Yes.
said about E.K writing good kind of masturbation scenes. I think she just writes the male characters so well.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I
And
definitely agree.
their narration as well, because I think I mean, I haven't written a book, but I can imagine it's very hard to kind of write the male narration, especially from kind of Kai's point of view, where he is this mafia kind of boss. He owns the city. That must be quite difficult to write, but she does it so well.
Yeah, she does do it so well. And I think as well with Kai, there is when reading the book, obviously check trigger warnings if you're going to read the book and everything.
Yeah.
There's an element to him that obviously Riley pushes his buttons a little bit.
Yeah.
And then there's a few scenes in it where you possibly could be quite it could turn into a bit more of a, how do I say this? Where he's morally grey and, you know, he holds her by the neck at one point, doesn't he? Up against the wall.
Yeah, but it's not in a sexy way at one point, is it?
No, no,
It's
it's
out of
not.
anger. There are a few lines, but I think Riley kind of brings it out in him a bit as well. I think because she's been so independent and had to look after her sister since she was kind of very young herself. She's
Mm,
not really someone that's going to give in very easily. So she does
no.
push his buttons.
Yeah, but I think also from Kai's point of view, I think he needs that because
Yeah,
he's used to just having whatever he wants. So
yeah,
the fact that she comes along and pushes those buttons, that's what makes him so angry, is because no one's ever kind of questioned that side of it for
yeah.
him.
But like you
Yeah.
said, he needs that because I don't think it would be
Mm.
enough for him if it wasn't.
No, I do agree. Yeah, he needs that edge to it.
Yeah,
Um, yeah,
absolutely.
and then he has a team of henchmen um that work for him, with him. So you have
Yeah,
his cousin Miles,
yeah,
who we love.
yeah. We
Then
love
his
Miles.
we love Miles, and then one of his best childhood friends, Danny.
Yeah,
Um, this is a Dominic. This is a Dom moment for me. We love
yeah.
rainy days. This Danny has that moment for me.
Yeah, but you
As
think I read this on an aeroplane.
I know.
None of you told me.
I
One
wasn't
of you could
going
have
to.
said, "Don't read that on the aeroplane because you're gonna sit there and cry like a baby for a 5-hour flight." You both let me read it. Both of you knew that I was gonna read that on the aeroplane, and neither of you said
Yeah.
anything. I'm still
Yep.
mad.
Yeah, I know. So, my wifey Stacey and your daddy Stacey. We have nicknames for us in our little chats. Yeah, both Stacey and I have read, and then of course Amy is now not read, but now she has, and we weren't going to warn you.
No, but EK as well. I told her that I'm gonna read book 2 on the aeroplane, and she was like, "Oh, that would be lovely." It's like, why did no one tell me?
Oh dear, I was waiting for you to message me that you'd got to that point, but obviously I then realized that you were obviously on the aeroplane while you were reading it, so I was waiting for you to be like, "What's going to happen?" Like, oh, that's what I was waiting for, but you
Mm.
obviously can't message me on the
You didn't get
aeroplane.
the reactions of that properly because I was obviously on the
Mm,
aeroplane, and I
yeah.
finished the book on the aeroplane, so the
Okay.
emotions were gone by that point. But
Okay.
we'll get
Yeah.
there.
We'll get there. Yeah, we'll get there. Book 2. So Miles, Danny, and who's that other guy? What's his name?
Hendrix.
Hendrix. Yep, Hendrix. Amy's face says it all.
We're not gonna give spoilers into
No,
that deep, I don't think, but
no, but we will just, yep. So he has the 3 guys, they're his right-hand guys. He's trusted them.
mhm.
They're in on all the deals for him, so they help him, and um yeah, I wouldn't want to mess with any of those 3.
No, they are kind of big,
Yeah.
hench, tall,
Huge.
massive men.
Yeah, they're big, yeah, and they literally would do anything in terms of torture, and because some of those, scenes in the basement,
Yeah,
they were they
they
were torturous.
yeah. I mean, I've read worse. They
Absolutely.
didn't trigger me or anything, but they were
Yeah.
I think the one that surprised me the most was obviously you kind of expected it from Kai, who's the mafia leader, but it was I mean, I'm looking further kind of into book 3 now, but
Mm.
Miles, he was
Miles.
I didn't expect that from him. He was, angry, wasn't he?
He was very angry. Yeah, he was very angry. I feel like he's the kind of level-headed one, but
Yeah,
if you push him,
he's
which I
worse.
think at that point he was pushed,
Yeah,
he could possibly be worse.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because, you expect them all to torture, but I think his level,
Mm.
yeah, it was full on.
It was very full on. Loved
He
it
deserved
every
it though.
second.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. So book 1 is mainly the love story, isn't it, of how Riley and Kai get together.
Yeah,
Um,
there's like a few little obviously blips that happen during the way
yeah.
but I think the drama starts to unfold more in book 2, doesn't it?
Yeah, book 2, the
Book
drama does.
2 was the book that had me, well, bawling my eyes out on a plane. But book 2 was the one that was, yeah, more kind of happened. I love the cover as well.
Yeah, I love the cover of that. I love the theme of it, it's same running theme.
Mm,
Um, but yeah, I think book 2 beginning was hard,
yeah.
middle was hard, and then the end. Did you cry at the end?
Yeah, of course I did. I cried like throughout 90% of the book. Because at the end was with the big thing that carries on into book 3, isn't
Yeah,
it?
this carries on
Yeah.
into book 3,
I mean,
yeah.
I did kind of suspect that was the
Oh,
case
okay. Okay.
because, well, I mean, there was going to be no book 3 else, was there really, if
No, if
that was
it
going to
was
be the case?
yeah.
But I didn't expect the middle one, the Dominic moment.
No. No, the Dominic moment, no. I didn't expect it, and I think that's why I cried so much because
Me
I was
too.
like, didn't see it coming.
No, and I wanted a bit more redemption there before it happened.
Mm.
I wanted them to hug and kiss and make up, and
Yeah,
they
but I
didn't.
th yeah, but I think that's what makes it worse,
Yeah.
is that, and I don't think did obviously, I'm not gonna give this spoiler we're not gonna give this spoiler away, are we?
I don't think we can. I think it's
No,
gonna
I don't
take away
think
from the
so.
reading
Will
experience.
do.
I think it's
Okay, we
different when we
won't.
talked about Captured, but
Yeah, but this is, like, a bit more emotional-esque.
yeah,
Um,
and there's a lot of turns, and I think if
yeah.
like I said, I think if we tell everyone, then it's gonna ruin the reading experience.
Yeah. So, uh, in terms of obviously the emotional stuff, this is obviously the Dominic part of it for us. Um,
Dominic
I
just
don't
is from, Flock, the
Flock,
Ravenhood series by Kate Stewart, just in case everyone doesn't know what we're on about. We
doesn't know
have
what we're
talked
on
about it
about.
already, but
Yeah, we have. But we love rainy days. Gives me the same feel.
yeah,
Um, but I also think that because they didn't have the redemption and because they didn't know that each other knew, I don't think at that point, did they?
they had, like, literally a 30 seconds
Yeah.
of, like, I know,
Yeah,
like,
that was
blah de
it.
blah, and
Yeah.
that was it.
Yeah, and yeah, I think that's the biggest emotional impact right there
But
because you
Riley never had that, did she? Because
no,
she was in
she
the
never
car.
did. Yeah. Oh, she was.
She
That
was locked in the
whole
car.
scene, that whole scene, because he locked her in the car, didn't he?
Yeah,
And walked off,
yeah.
left her in the car. That
Again.
whole fucking scene.
Could you imagine being in the car and hearing all of that unfold?
Yeah, and knowing possibly what the outcome could have been. Yeah,
Well, I mean, and her little sister was in and around it at this point,
yeah,
so she's
at
just
that point.
hearing the noises of things that are going on and thinking that's potentially the sister.
Yeah, would be just yeah, it's awful situation. And it was one of those ones, I was a quick page turner while I was reading it because I just wanted to devour it.
Me
And then
too.
when that pivotal moment happened that, yeah. And I think it's only like 25% in, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wasn't that far?
It wasn't, but it was just,
No.
it was so unexpected for me. And because
Mm.
I messaged you a few times about predictions, didn't I? And I was
Yeah.
quite spot on with a few things that happened,
Yeah. Yeah, you
especially the
were.
whole childhood thing and how
Yeah.
characters were linked. I think I was
Mm.
quite spot on with some of my
Mm.
predictions, but I did not see that coming. I really, really didn't. And
No.
I'm not over it. I'm really not over it.
No. There are very few book moments similar to that one and the Dominic one that
Yeah.
stick with me. That is one.
Yeah.
Um,
Me too. And then obviously you've got Dom from
Flop.
Ravenhood. My
Yeah.
other one, this is a spoiler if you've not read Fourth Wing, just skip
Okay.
like 10 seconds, is, do you want the spoiler? Actually, you haven't read it yet, have you?
No, I haven't read it yet. It's
No, I
okay.
won't say then. I won't say.
Did you cry?
Yeah, it's like another Dominic moment for me.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh no. Okay.
I
Okay.
won't. But yeah. If
Okay.
for people that have read it, they will know who I'm on about.
Okay. Okay. I will I need to read that one. I need to get it.
You do.
Yeah, but I think if books can make me cry, they automatically get a 5-star review from me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I think that's a hard emotion to draw out. But I cried obviously at the sad bits, but I also cried at the happy bits in EK's book as well, which is more
Mm.
rare for me to cry at than just the sad bits.
Okay.
So I think if you can make me happy cry, then it's a
Mm,
good book.
it's a good book. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely a good book. So book 2 is definitely an emotional roller coaster.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think we can talk about book 2 that much because obviously there's lots of things going on that we don't want to spoil it.
Yeah. But book
Um,
3 is kind of a bit more so book 3 gets quite I don't even know how to word it, quite violent, because it's all
book
about like redemption, isn't it?
Yeah, book 3 is a lot about redemption, revenge,
Yeah.
redemption. Um, you don't mess with me,
Yeah.
and this is
More
what
so from
happens
like
to you.
Riley's standpoint.
Yeah, that that first bit at the beginning with the body,
Yeah, that was, I liked that.
I liked that. I liked that a lot with Hendrix.
She yeah, she changed, didn't she, after kind of
Mm,
a certain event happened right at the very end of book 2. Just
mm,
for a warning, I mean, obviously the series is complete, but all of the books, well, book 1 and 2 end on a cliffhanger. So make sure
yep,
you've got all 3 kind of downloaded or bought before you read, because you'll want to dive right back
absolutely.
in. But
Yeah,
she changes massively, doesn't she? Because she
mm,
goes from being kind of not scared of the world, but almost a bit scared of the world
a bit
still.
scared of the world. Yeah,
Um, too, and she just grows to be this kind of, she was already kind of badass and feisty, but
mm,
it's a different
she
level, isn't it?
gets
Because
it is a whole different level.
she sees life differently.
Yeah. She does see I think she sees life differently. She's had to overcome quite a lot of stuff as well,
Yeah.
um, in it. Um,
Yeah, even
and
though her childhood, like, no one should ever go through what she went through as a child, but still, I think it took for events to happen as an adult
mm,
for her to become the person she did.
yeah,
Because, like I said, she was already a badass, but that was for the sake of her sister and not herself, I feel. Whereas
yeah,
kind of in book 3, it was, she was doing it for her, not just
mm,
for her
not
sister.
just her sister. Yeah, exactly. She was doing it for her. Favorite scene from book 3, I think, is the in the aeroplane.
Which bit? There's a couple of airplane scenes.
Is
We
that
might
the
have to do a mini spoiler here.
pardon?
We might have to do a mini spoiler here. Which scene,
Little
which
bit of
bit you on about?
spoiler. I'm thinking on the way 'cause was there a bedroom in the
Yeah.
airplane? There was, wasn't there? And then didn't
When he
he
says, "Why don't you get another
yeah,
character to come?"
yeah,
My favorite scene is not that bit. It's when they get to the cabin and it's the opposite
yeah.
way round.
Oh,
And when
yeah.
she's done it to him, and then she's like to him, "When he comes for me, I'll get him to finish you as well." I think that's my favorite bit. Just because it's like that. It just shows her growth as a character, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
was yeah, that was so funny.
It was
I
funny. That
think
was
for
a good
me,
scene.
the fact that she turned around and did it back, and then
Mm.
obviously Ash kind of their kind of security bodyguard almost type
Yes.
thing.
Yeah.
He just like he goes with it, doesn't he? He's like,
Yeah, he does.
"Yeah, okay."
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, and again with her growth, I feel like she had to become somebody a little bit different, and then Kai had to also adjust to
Yeah,
that.
because it's really hard to kind of talk about without the spoilers, isn't it?
Yeah,
But
it is.
he has to change because of something that he does, and
Mm.
then because of the new person she is, he has to almost get used to her as this new person, because while she is different, it is also his fault that she's different.
Mm. Mm.
And I think it does
Yeah.
take a little bit of adjustment, doesn't it? That whereas before, although she didn't give in to him, she still always put up a fight, but it was easier. Whereas
Yes. I don't know
with the
their other
person that
shows
she's
book 3.
become, it's very much like she's
Yeah.
even more stubborn, I think.
Mm. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, she's and plus also I don't blame her after everything that happened and everything that they all put her through.
I'd kill him. I would actually kill
Yeah,
every single one of them and then bring them
I
back
would.
and then kill them again.
Yeah, I would. I would be so pissed. Yeah, I would. Exactly that. Yep. They're all lucky.
They're lucky they've got balls left.
Yeah,
All of
they are
them.
lucky.
I want to talk about the side character a minute.
Okay.
So the twins in book 3
Twins
from the other
from
family. I can't think what the surname is.
yes, the girl and boy,
Yeah,
brother and sister.
I love
Yep.
them.
I do love them. I do love them. I think now this is my prediction. Can I say my prediction?
Yeah, go for it.
I think that the next lot of books will be more about them.
There will be, won't there? Because obviously it's going to
Yeah.
be about Miles. But can we give a
Yep.
little spoiler here? If you don't want spoilers, skip like 30 seconds. But
30
because
seconds. Yep.
he's got the arranged marriage with Sophia. Is it Sophia?
Yes, he has.
It's Sophia.
Sophia, yes.
So I definitely think they'll be
Yeah.
seen more.
Yeah. But I also think that there's some history there.
Definitely, there's something going
Yeah.
on there.
Something's gone on there. Somebody fell in love with somebody. This is pure prediction. Uh, but I feel like somebody might have fallen in love way back when, and then something's obviously happened, and it's
Because
yeah.
when Riley questions Kai about it at one point, I can
Mm,
remember Kai said to her that, "Can't you see that he's in love with her? Or
mm,
he's always wanted her or something." I
something.
think I don't know. I think Miles has definitely got feelings there from before because
Yeah.
but there's
Yeah.
something good there because two people don't just automatically hate each other. Two
No.
people don't meet for the first time and absolutely despise each other. Something's happened
Mm.
there.
Yeah, something's happened. I think maybe something to do with the family,
Yeah.
as to why Miles and her maybe couldn't be together at some point or something like that.
Mm,
It'd be interesting to see, and I also cannot wait because I'm wondering how possessive Miles is going to
I know.
be.
I think they're gonna have some really, really kinky hate sex.
I think so. I can't wait for the hate
I
sex.
know.
I'm
And that's what I
hoping
mean. I love, love, love Kai, but there is something about Miles that does it for me
there
as
is.
well.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. There's one of the other beta readers that EK has
Mm.
in the group. Her and I were arguing over Kai the other day. And then I said to her in the end, I was like, well, don't worry about it. I said, because I'll have Miles. When I knew Miles's book was coming out, I was like, it's fine, I have Miles.
Yeah, I mean, preferably, like I said, I'd like a wolf sandwich, but
Mm.
I'd take either of them.
Yeah.
I would.
Either of them are good.
I even
Yeah.
think I'd take Danny.
I would take Danny. I even think I'd probably Hendrix. I'd probably like hate sex Hendrix.
No, I can't
Just
talk.
once.
No. Why?
From in book 1, okay, before I
There's
even
a mob in book 1 as well.
I feel like he might be that just one like hateness.
No, I feel like he would literally eat you alive and not in a good way.
Okay, all right. This is earlier when we were talking about sometimes I love the mean, darker characters.
Yeah, but there's Love and a mean darker character, and then there's Hendrix. You
I
gotta
know, but I feel like,
go for
yeah.
Michael in a minute as well.
So go for her. No,
Michael.
absolutely not.
John Anderson. Sorry, we're talking about characters here that we can't discuss without giving a major part of the storyline away, but
Yes,
you'll be
yes.
over there
But
with your Michael and John Anderson little sandwich,
no,
and I'll take the
they
wolf.
wouldn't be. No, they wouldn't
You can have
be.
Hendrix as well. You can have little white shoes.
Little white shoes, a little villain white shoes. Yeah.
No, you can have
Maybe
Hendrix.
I could be the character that changes Hendrix, makes him softer.
I don't think there's any change in him now, is there?
No, I don't think there's changing him now. It's okay. It's too late for that. He's a
It's
lost
literally,
cause.
well, literally.
Literally. Oh,
No spoilers.
no spoilers or a little tiny bit of a spoiler. Yes. So yeah. Well, I can't remember where we stopped then. Um,
I don't know. I think we've spent like half an hour talking about how much we want to have sex with Miles and Kai, but
I think so. It's that peen talk again. We love a bit peen talk, but it's okay. We're gonna have a wolf sandwich. Yeah, so I highly recommend these books. All three of them have 5 stars from me.
and me as well.
Yeah. Although I think they would be referred to as like a slow burn, but I'm not sure a slow burn for the spice. Because I
I
feel like
think
it was
I think it takes a little while for the actual, you
full
know,
on.
to
Yeah.
happen. Purely because, like I said before, he won't touch her until
Mm,
she tells him to. And even if
yeah.
she gives off the signs, he won't. He wants to hear those words, "I want you to touch me, Kai," and she won't
Yeah.
say it because she's stubborn. So it
Yes.
does take a little bit of time, but I also think there's so much sexual chemistry between the two of
Yeah.
them that it makes up for that, because I'm not
Yeah.
usually a slow burn person, but I wouldn't class it as a slow burn just because there is so
Mm-mm.
much chemistry there. Whereas for
Mm.
me, I'm thinking of slow burn like they hate each other, like
Yes.
90% of the book, which she kind of did hate him quite a bit, didn't
Yeah.
she? But she still,
Yeah.
there was still that chemistry there. So I think it made up for the lack of peen action.
Yeah. This is what
And then
my
obviously when the
agreement.
peen action happened, because it had been a little while that you were waiting for it, it was just so good once you got there. It
Yeah.
was worth the wait.
It was worth the wait. Oh, it was absolutely worth the wait. Every single
Yeah.
second. Yes.
I think because there is such a strong storyline and kind of twists and turns
Mm.
and different things that happen, I think it doesn't matter that it takes a little while to get there, because I
No.
think we're so distracted with other things that go on.
Mm.
I think it doesn't matter that it takes them a little bit longer, and once they do, they bloody make up for the time they lost, so
They do. Oh my god, they make up so much time. It's great.
yeah.
So good. It's so good. So these are all on Kindle Unlimited.
Yeah.
So you can download them and read them through Kindle Unlimited. Um, and then we have Sweet Surrender,
Yep. New
which
releases, different
new
series,
release.
different
Yep,
kind of world, I guess. I mean, they're all kind of
different
just set
world.
in America, but
Yeah.
they're not interconnected.
No. I think the Hollows Bay series, Hollows Bay is a fictional city.
Yes,
So that's not real. But whereas the Carson Fox Resorts ones, they're set in like Las Vegas.
it's set in Vegas, yeah.
Yeah, I think
And
she's gonna do
Portland?
like Portland.
Portland originally?
Yeah, I think so. And then they went to Paris at some point, didn't they, in the book,
Yes, yeah.
for things. So it's like
Yeah.
real world scenarios. Um, and you and I both arc read, didn't we?
Yeah, we had the pleasure of reading that.
Yeah.
And again, another 5-star for me.
Mm,
Like we've already said, E.K. Hunter just knows how to write male main
mm,
characters. Nash
yeah.
can also kidnap me. He's another morally grey kind of
Yeah.
stalky, kidnappy. I would say, I don't know. I would say he's almost a little bit more grey than Kai, even though Kai is kind of like this mafia
Mm,
boss and he kills people, I feel like Nash crosses a few more lines than Kai did.
I feel like Nash crosses a few more lines because he's the type of possessive that is so possessive that he makes decisions for you.
He's got OCD, hasn't he?
He's got serious, I think childhood trauma in that one, isn't it?
Childhood trauma, but he was diagnosed with OCD and he's just got a real need to control.
Yeah.
Can we go a few more spoilers into this one?
I think so.
There's a few things that we need to talk about.
Yeah, I think this one's better for spoilers because we also don't know what's happening in book 2.
Yes.
So yeah.
Well, it's a standalone series, isn't it? So there's book 2's coming from Fox's
Fox's point of view.
But it's a semi cliffhanger, isn't it? But it's not like you can't wait.
I think the first couple, Nash and Savannah, like it kind of
their story's done.
Their story's done. You know, they got their happy ever after.
Yeah.
And then obviously the cliffhanger part I think leads us into book 2.
Yeah, the cliffhanger is totally to do with Fox and not
the two of them. Nash.
So should we start from the beginning then? So
let's start from the
beginning. Again, been through some shit, but she's literally left with nothing, isn't she, from dickhead ex?
Liam. Yeah, absolute arsehole of an ex.
You wouldn't sleep with Liam, would you?
No, oh my god, no, absolutely not. I think the thing with
Hendrix, but not Liam.
No, not Liam.
What's the difference?
Hendrix is just a bit more. Hendrix to me was like a bad man, whereas Liam was a bad man, but I also find him a bit wimpy-ish. Did you not think he was a bit wimpy-ish?
But I think Hendrix is just fucking nuts, and not in a good way.
I feel
like you can be nuts, like Diesel from Den of Vipers. He is fucking nuts. There is something not right going on in his head, but we love him. Hendrix is not on the same level as Diesel Viper. Sorry.
I don't know. I haven't read about Diesel from Vipers yet.
He's not right. He isn't right. There's something not right in there. But
no,
we love him.
Yeah.
Hendrix, no. Sorry. Anyway, we've gone on a tangent.
Okay, it's fine. I just imagine one night Hendrix being really bad, and then I never see him again, and that's it.
Wait, Hendrix is being really bad? Is in really bad at what you're doing with him, or
no, really bad in but in a good way.
Okay.
Like controlling and psycho, a little bit psycho. Yeah. But that's just my imagination gone wild with that character.
Yeah.
E.K Hunter's gonna be listening to this like, what the fuck?
I think everyone who's read this book is gonna be like, what the fuck, Hendrix, really?
Of the book, when I first of all met him, yes, he was an absolute asshole, but he had that asshole. He could have been morally pitch black, like that side of things. So I'm thinking about him from the first book.
I didn't like him from the first book. I messaged you saying something's wrong with Hendrix and like 5 chapters in.
You did. You did.
Like, he's not right.
No, I was probably hoping there was a redeemable quality at some point in book 1, but as soon as we got to book 2, that had gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still sleeping with like first chapters, Hendrix. No, I still can't see it. Anyway, let's go back to Sweet Surrender because I just don't see it. Anyway. So what were we saying? Savannah got fucked over by her ex. Literally left with nothing. She's working in a shitty diner.
Somewhere.
Struggling to make ends meet.
Yeah, can't pay her rent or anything like that. And then she has a car accident.
Yeah, she has a bit of a dodgy brake situation, doesn't she?
She has a dodgy brake situation. Yeah, she does. Yes.
Wonder what's wrong with those brakes.
Oh dear. Oh, they just broke. They just happened to just break.
They just broke themselves.
They broke themselves, and then she accidentally hits into Nash Carson's car.
Just accidentally. Oh. It just so happens to be that her brakes cut out at the exact minute that Nash is in front of her.
Yeah.
That's what a coincidence.
What an absolute coincidence. Who would have thought? Yeah, and then he's so nice about it.
I know. And she didn't have car insurance, did he? But then she somehow did have car insurance.
Yep, she somehow did. Yep, she did.
Which was paid for by no other than Nash.
Yep.
Before they had
Yep.
ever met, before she ever crashed into his car,
Yeah.
before her brakes suddenly, randomly
Mm.
went wrong.
Went wrong. Yep. This is what I mean. He's that little that possessiveness that's just a little bit extra.
I mean, and we're gonna get there. There's a few things because I want to ask you something, but we're gonna get there.
Okay. Okay. Let me just move my table.
So where were we? So anyway, they kind of go on, don't they? So they kind of
Yeah.
he lets her go.
Mm.
The next morning, his driver's there to pick her up to take her up to work because she's got no
Yep.
car,
She's got no
whatever.
car.
And then all these little things start going wrong, don't they, for her?
Yep. She loses her job.
Yeah, she randomly gets fired from a job that was already short-staffed and a job
Yep.
that loved her.
Yep.
Her rent increases.
Her rent increases. The
She's
car.
somehow gone
Yeah.
overdrawn by
She's.
£300, even though she didn't
Yep.
spend the £300.
Yeah.
All these things just happen to really randomly go wrong in the space of a couple of days. So she's jobless, practically homeless. She's overdrawn, and her
Yeah.
brakes go.
And there's something else wrong with the car that costs more money to fix it or something like that, isn't it, in there?
Yeah.
Yep. She can't afford to get that fixed. Yeah.
And all of these things just so happen to magically or go wrong.
Yep.
At the same time.
At the same time.
Miraculously.
Yeah. And then, meanwhile, Nash is enjoying all these things that's happening because, of course, he is OCD and extremely controlling.
And didn't have a clue that any of this was happening, of course.
No idea. Absolutely none. No. Even though he can click on his phone anytime and check in to see what she's doing at home.
And watching it all unfold and was very
Watching it
happy
all
about the way it
unfold.
unfolded, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Do you think we're being subtle enough here?
He was over the moon with it. Yes.
No, the girl that he's been watching for how long? She has no idea he exists. He's just so happy that he can watch her get fired and watch her life literally
watch her life unfold.
Go completely wrong. There's nothing. I don't think it could have got any worse.
No. Yeah, no. You know. And I like the with Nash. I love how it so casually breaks into her house.
Yeah.
I love how casually he knows where everything is in the house, and
yeah, he just lets himself in with his key that he got cut. He's got his own key for a house cut.
Yeah,
he knows his way around. He
Yep.
knows exactly where to find her, and then he hides in the cupboard, doesn't he?
Yeah, does hide in the cupboard quite a couple of times, doesn't he? He hides in the cupboard. Yeah, he does.
And then all of her underwear suddenly go missing again. Not quite sure how that happened, where they went.
No. But yeah, they all went. And she had none. She had to wear the same pair, didn't she? Or none. I can't remember.
No, she went without.
It went without, yeah.
She went without because that's when something happened with a side character, which I don't think we need to give him time of day, to be honest. He was a knob.
No, he was an absolute knob. Absolute knob. Yes.
Right, and yeah, skipping that forward,
Yep.
she somehow gets presented with a deal, doesn't she?
Mm-hmm. She's presented with, which, now, I'm not sure that now, obviously, yes, she wanted to be with, like, obviously, for the storyline and everything, and the deal that Nash offered her, but I think I would have just let him get on with doing what he was going to do with Liam.
Yeah, I would have. I would have let him do both.
I would have just, I'd have let him do both.
I feel like at that point, I would have been that mad at Liam. I wouldn't have cared if he was unalived.
Yeah, I wouldn't have cared if he was unalived. I'd have been like, you know what, unalive him, and I'll still come with you.
Can we go into the deal? Should we?
Yeah.
Should we go there? So
yeah.
He offers her, so he literally, I mean, I think we've made it obvious, he literally makes it to the point where she's literally got nothing in life. He's a very powerful man, isn't he? He's kind of like a millionaire. He's on kind of like the America's top bachelor list, and he's a very powerful man, and he basically makes sure that she's got nothing left. So when he presents her with this deal, he knows that she'll have to accept.
Yes.
And so the deal that she ends up taking is that she marries him and becomes his woman, I guess. And one question then before we get into kind of the darker parts of it. If
Okay.
you had nothing, so if you had no car, no job, you
Mm,
couldn't pay your rent, you're going to be homeless, you're overdrawn, and a billionaire, a literal billionaire that's America's top bachelor,
mm,
if he came to you and offered you a deal that you had to marry him, but he would give you the world, you'd literally get to live his lifestyle, you'd get anything you want, you get all these like nice
mm.
clothes, would you not say yes to that?
Oh,
You
every
have
time.
nothing to lose. You've got nothing to lose.
Nothing
Andy
to lose.
looks like that.
Yeah. I mean, if
I
the
don't even have to
millionaire,
think about it.
yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I think if, yeah, if you obviously Nash Carson or any of that kind of, yeah, absolutely, I wouldn't even say no. Like, it wouldn't even be
No,
a thought. Yes.
because
Okay. Perfect.
it literally couldn't get any worse for her. She
Mm,
was literally going to be living on the streets. She had
yeah.
no other choices, did she?
No other choice. Mm,
And he's literally offering her the world. I don't know why you wouldn't say no to that, but anyway.
yeah. But then I suppose, but I'm wondering, are there people out there that would, because they would be like, no, I can do it on my own.
Yeah, I think
Are
it's that
there people out
independence
there?
thing.
Yeah. I mean, in that situation, I would make sure that I was all as well being able to maintain some of my independence, or at
Yeah,
least I would slowly get it back.
yeah, I understand that. I would still want
Mm,
kind of my own career and to be able to
mm,
kind of go and do my own hobbies and
yeah.
spend loads of money on books and
Yeah,
that
exactly that.
stuff.
Well, God, you'd have your own library, wouldn't you? If you
Oh,
the
could you
millionaire
imagine?
man. That's what I would have.
I know.
Yeah.
I'd have
I
my own
would.
bookshop.
Yes.
Anyway, so she decides to try and run away, doesn't she? And gets a
Yep.
needle to the neck. This is what I want to
She
ask. This is going to be a mega spoiler.
Okay.
So while she's unconscious because they put her to sleep because she tries to run
Mm,
away,
mm.
he gets the driver, the butler, kind of assistant, whatever he is,
Yeah, assistant.
to
Yeah.
put a tracking device in her neck.
Mm.
What are your thoughts on that? Because she still never finds out by the end of the book that she has got this device in her neck, and
Tracking her.
he is follow knows wherever she
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
What are your
I
thoughts on
th
it?
um if that scenario, if I was the book character, because obviously things like that hopefully don't happen in real life. I don't know, they might do.
They
But
probably did, but
they probably do. If I never found out, obviously I would never find out, so
yeah,
whatever. If I did find out, fuck me, you'd be in so much trouble. They would
yeah.
be in so much fucking trouble. I'd take it out. I'd
No
actually
matter
take it
what
out.
he gave me, I feel, and
Mm,
that's it is a part of his control, isn't it? It's
yeah,
a part. It
yeah.
just goes, it's showing how in control he
How?
needs to be. But
Yeah,
I, I,
yeah.
I kind of feel like I would have liked her to have found it.
Maybe she might do in book 2.
Maybe.
Maybe she does find it at some point. But I also feel like as well, like in that scenario, that if for me, I would have them, on your iPhone, you can do find my phone or whatever it is, or share your location.
Yeah.
That would be about as far as I would be happy in going. Because
Yeah.
obviously OCD is um, a controlling mindset, and something like that, once it's obviously in his mind, he has to have it.
Yeah. Which
S which
and like
the
there
level.
are other means, like you said. There's the Find My
Yeah,
iPhone. I mean, me and my husband have got the Find My iPhone turned on
yeah,
simply for like if I go out and he doesn't come with me,
mm,
you don't know, do you? Like it's a safety thing, right?
yeah,
And it's
exactly.
not because he's afraid that I'm going to run away.
Mm, mm. Yeah,
But
safety, yeah. So, there are, as you say, there are ways around it, and obviously people with that issue, that control, I can only imagine when they don't have it, how they feel.
mm,
So that would have been a conversation, and I feel like maybe if she did find it, oh god, can you imagine if she finds it in book 2 or something? They're gonna have a
I don't
massive
know.
argument.
I feel like that would be quite a good read, though. I feel like
That
I'd
would
like to read that. I want her to find it.
find
E.K
it,
Hunter, we know
yes.
you listen. Can she can she find the device? I want to see her reaction.
Yeah, it could
Although I
be like a
feel like at this point
bonus.
they
Yeah.
are so far into their relationship with obviously the thing that happens right at the end with
Mm.
the next chapter of their life together, let's say.
Yes, let's
I
say.
feel like they're
Yeah.
that far into the relationship now that do you think she'd even be surprised?
I don't think she'll be surprised. I'm
She'd
wondering
be
whether she
mad.
would accept it,
Yeah. Because she
or whether
learns to
she would.
love his control, doesn't she?
Yeah.
She
Yeah, and
starts
she
to almost crave it, I would say. She
yeah,
gets off
crave
on
it.
that. At the
Yeah,
beginning,
and
she's not a
obviously
fan, but
mm-mm. Yeah, no, and I think knowing that that's his thing, and all of the obviously his past, with his childhood and all the other stuff that happened, and obviously that's his way of coping. He didn't
yeah,
have it until that,
things
did he? He didn't
no, I
things
think
happened to him in his childhood.
the traumatic thing happened, and then the
Yeah.
need for control was his coping mechanism.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think once she understands that,
Mm.
yeah, but
It will get yeah.
I don't know. She
Oh,
learns
no.
to enjoy it because
Yeah.
she finds herself kind of submitting to him and his
Mm,
control, and then she realizes, okay, that's causing so and so reactions in my body.
mm. So she
So
doesn't quite mind it so
I
much.
don't know. I would have liked to have had to have found it. I think that would have made for a
Mm.
hilarious scene.
Yeah, it would have been funny. And it would have been like within the because they had quite a lot of um I'll get you backs, didn't they? I'll
Yeah.
you do something to me, I'm gonna do something to you, then vice so
Yeah, it was funny. It was almost like
mm,
yeah, a one-up type of thing, and
yeah.
I mean, we've gone into some spoilers. What was your favorite one? For me, I don't think you can get past the onions.
No, you can't get past the onions. No, you can't get past for me, it was the onions. Um, and also his way of getting back at her on the boat, and then her realizing when they got back to the place
Yeah,
that that was his way of get that I could just see his face and that look on his face when he was a bit like, "Mm, you know, I got your back," kind of thing. Yeah,
yeah,
that was my
yeah, and the
thing.
furniture.
The furniture, yeah. But I have to say, and I will say this, that is the first time I've read in a book about the onions situation. Should
The
we say what it is?
the
The going to the toilet.
yeah, I think we should
I've
because it's so funny.
It's so funny. So Nash makes a point, and is it his housekeeper or is it Nash? Will they both do it? I can't remember who
It's
says.
the housekeeper, so the housekeeper
Housekeeper.
has to leave for family reasons, and she's,
Mm,
like, "Okay, I'll cook him a meal." And then the
yeah.
housekeeper's like, "Oh, make sure you don't put onions in the food because he's allergic." So anyway,
So
yeah, I
she
was go on.
spends time chopping them up so small so
Putting
that
them
you
into
can't
this
even
delicious curry
so that you can't taste them or even know, and then he's then on the toilet with severe diarrhea
because he just
all
comes
night.
home and she's all, like, wifey in the kitchen. She's wearing, like, an apron
Yes.
and a nice little dress, and she's
Yeah.
set the table up all nice, and he's like, "Oh, I think she's had a change of heart." Because the day before, she was like, "I hate you," still,
Yeah.
sort of thing. And then all of a
Yeah.
sudden, he's like, "Oh, okay. Okay, I can get on with this." And then the next minute, it's like, "Did you put onions in the food?" And he literally spends all night shitting himself, doesn't he,
He does.
basically?
He does spend all night shitting his pants. Fucking it was so funny. I found that so hilarious. And I've never read anyone have any diarrhea in a book before,
No, I haven't. Not,
or
like, as
any
an
stomach.
adult character. I've had it as, like, they've been looking after a poorly child.
Yes, I've had that,
Um,
but not as an adult. Yeah, I
no,
thought it was bloody
it was
genius.
brilliant. So I read it while I was on holiday and I was sat at the beach just chuckling to myself. Note to self, only read EK's books when you're at home because they will
What?
cause emotions in you, and you'll either look like a lunatic because you spend a whole flight crying at a book, or
Mhm.
you'll look like a lunatic because you're sat on the beach laughing to yourself. So read them at home unless you wanna look crazy like me. I am crazy, so I don't care, but
Yeah. I'm the same. I will just read them anywhere. But yeah, yeah. Pre-warning, very emotion induced these books are, but in a brilliant bloody way,
yeah.
right?
Like I
Yes.
said, like, I cried with happiness,
Mm,
sadness,
mm,
all sorts at these
of
books.
course. Yeah, yeah, they were good. How do you question for you? How do you feel about somnophilia?
I was gonna get onto that next. I don't know. I mean, we've given enough spoilers, so I'm gonna go into it.
Mm,
I think because of the way it happens, so again, she kind of acts up a bit, and she won't calm down, so for the second time, he drugs her, so
mm.
she sleeps through the night,
And then
and
he
she's
doesn't he sorry,
naked,
I'm interrupting. Yeah.
and he has a little bit of fun with himself, not with her. He
Mm.
doesn't touch her, well, a little.
A little.
But he wants to make sure that when she wakes up that his presence is known. So he kind of finishes himself all over her body. So in the morning she wakes up and she has the nice, dry, crusty, white stuff on her tits.
You just described that. I love the way you just described that. Some white crusty stuff on her tits. That's great. That should be a quote.
That's literally how it went down. She
That's
fell
literally.
asleep. Well, she got put to sleep, wakes up, and there's crusty stuff everywhere.
Yeah. 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 How would you feel?
If it was me, I would not be happy. I wouldn't be. Whether they touched me or not, I wouldn't be happy about it. But I'm not gonna lie, when I read that scene, I was laughing.
Yeah. Yes, sorry, I had the hiccups then. Yeah.
It's just it's not just so much that, it's the whole dynamic around
Mm.
everything that's going on.
Mm.
And like you said, they do both have very much like a wanting to one up each other.
Yeah. Completely. Yeah. And I think also for me at that point, because I'd learned how Nash is throughout the whole beginning of the
Yeah.
book, at that point I laughed because I wasn't surprised. I was like,
Yeah.
of course you are going to do that, because what better way to get
Really
control
was.
of a
Yeah.
situation?
I mean, and like you said, was it really that much of a surprise? He's kind of ruined her whole life, put a tracking device
Mm.
in her neck, and knocked her
Mm.
unconscious twice.
Yeah.
Um,
Not really
but
shocked.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
like it if it was me. But
No, I wouldn't.
I,
I wouldn't like it if it was me. Definitely not.
but it didn't cause
Um.
angry feelings for me when I was reading it either. I
Yeah.
don't know if that says more about me or the
Or the
or the situation, but I
yeah.
was fine with it in the book scenario. I'm not gonna lie.
Fox.
Yeah,
His book is next.
it is. I feel like he's gonna be a character himself.
Yeah.
I
I feel
don't.
like I'm gonna love him.
Me too. I don't feel like he's gonna be as bad as in like controlling. Um, what do you think he will
Uh,
be?
I don't think he'll be controlling. I think he's gonna have commitment issues.
Yeah, I can see that because obviously he's
Mm.
had kind of a bit of a shitty past as well.
Yeah, he
But I
has.
also think he's gonna. I think like Miles. I think he's gonna be a bit kinky.
I think he's gonna be a bit kinky. I also think so this is again a prediction, just
Yeah.
not a spoiler. It's just
I,
a pure
yeah.
prediction. That girl that he keeps sleeping with, and he
The like
won't.
assistant or whatever.
The assistant, yeah, or he slept with her a couple of times or something like that, and she's hovering around. I
Yeah.
think it might be her. I
Okay.
think she'll be the love interest, or she'll be the fucking psycho with his new
Yeah.
love interest. Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm
Um,
not sure. What I wanted to ask
okay.
you about, so there was the
Yeah.
fashion designer that helps out Savannah,
Yes.
and the fashion designer and Fox have a little bit of an intimate time together. And the
Oh.
designer, she was kind of into dominatrix, wasn't she? But she was the
Yes.
dominant.
Yeah.
Do you
Do you
feel
think?
like
Oh.
do you think more's going to happen in that, or do you feel like that was an experience he wouldn't go down again, or do you feel like we're going to get kind of like a dominant woman in this, and Fox is going to be,
Oh.
or
On
do you
his
think it'll be,
knees.
yeah, or do you think it'll be the opposite, and because of that experience, Fox will now be really dominant?
I I think I'm not sure about the fashion designer. Um,
I don't think anything will happen with them again, but I'm
no.
wondering if we'll have more of that experience because obviously we got told that the fashion designer used a few whips and flogs on him.
Yeah, on him.
So while I
Yeah,
don't think anything else will happen with her, I think her storyline for them is
is gonna be part of. Yeah.
I'm wondering if the more kind of whips and
Mm, maybe he might
mm,
like doing it, or
yeah.
maybe it might be a switch up and he's the one that likes to have it done to him.
I feel like I'd prefer it if it was the opposite way around. I'm not sure how I'd feel about if you've got Fox, he's kind of like a big, strong, attractive kind of alpha. Would you say he's an alpha male?
Mm. I
And then he
would say
gets on
he's
his
an
knees and
alpha.
he's like, "Yes, mommy."
Yeah.
That sounded worse because I'm like losing my voice a little bit as well. It came out even worse, but
Yeah, no, I do feel like that, yeah, I would prefer it if he was the dominant. So
yeah.
this is so I'm wondering whether I'm wondering whether it'll be a brand new love interest for him, and this brand new love interest has to come in and deal with the stalker assistant, the fact that he's
Mm,
been with the dominatrix lady, and that kind of dynamics. Because obviously, being a new love interest, you
yeah,
know, and knowing that your partner's experienced these things with that lady, and like that's a lot to take on, or
yeah.
whether it'll be that he'll finally see that the assistant isn't so nuts
I'm not sure
or so much of a
because we did.
stalker.
The name was given at the end. So where at the end of the book where it says about going on to book 2, it's
Yeah.
her name was in it, and I don't recognize it being the same as the assistant's name. I
Was
don't
her
think it
name in
was the
it?
same name. Yeah, hang on, because I obviously read the arc on my
Oh,
Kindle.
okay.
Can you remember the assistant's name? Because I can find. Let me get the end of the
Oh,
book.
I can't remember the assistant's name. I keep wanting to say Laura, but I don't think it is. I don't know why I keep wanting to say Laura.
Because that
Um,
here it is. Fox's book would be out in.
Wondering whether because I thought he just rang up with a problem.
He did, but I'm sure somewhere in. I might have, maybe I made it up, but I'm sure at the end of the book somewhere it said
Oh,
book
okay.
2, Fox and so-and-so's story.
Oh, I would have to
Fox and
make him.
Cora.
Oh, it's different love interest then. Oh,
Uh,
what's
so,
the assistant?
so Fox and Cora's story is coming soon, and let me tell you, Fox is totally swoon-worthy, or at least I think so, but I didn't make him up. But I did make him up, sorry.
Okay.
I don't think that's the assistant's
Oh,
name.
I don't think that's the assistant's name. I think that's some. I don't think we've met Cora.
No, I don't, and
No.
I think you're right. I think we might have to deal with kind of yes, because the assistant is obsessed with him. I mean,
Yeah,
she
she's
invited
completely.
him to go to dinner with her parents or something, didn't
Yeah.
she? And they've like slept together a couple times.
Yeah.
I think you could be right. I think there could be some issues there where she gets a little
Yeah.
bit.
Possessive, maybe tells
Yeah,
her some wrong things and gets involved in.
yeah,
Yeah. I as far when I do like a love triangle, not that it's not a typical love triangle, but I do love it when you have the strong main character, his new love interest, and some psychopath that thinks
yeah.
she has every right to be his lover. I
I
do like
agree.
that.
I like that sort of triangle. I don't like the sort of triangle where the male main character can't make up his mind which girl he wants. That gets on my
I don't
nerves.
like
I
those.
feel
Yeah.
like I should be your number one pick, and
Mm,
if I'm not, then you can go and fuck yourself, and I'll find someone else
yeah.
who I am number one for.
Yeah,
That's But
exactly.
yeah, I know what you mean. I do like when there's like a
Yeah.
kind of psycho ex-girlfriend kind of
Yeah,
tries to
in the
fuck her off
way,
in
or
that.
yeah. Yeah, and then I do, even though again some people find this a bit annoying, I love it when the guys can't see it. So when the guys
Yeah.
are like, "Oh no, she's just being this," or "She's just being," I love that because then at the end the girls are like, "Told you so. I
I
told you
like
that
the
bitch was
told you so
crazy."
moment, but also when I'm reading it, I'm like, "Are you fucking for real? Just open your eyes and see what's going on here." It's like, it's so stupid.
Yes.
So I know what you mean. I like it when the
Yeah.
woman have had like the, "Yeah, told you, I
Yeah.
told you."
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like,
During.
really? Like, something naive. Come on.
Yeah, during's not so pleasant. Yeah.
No.
But yeah, so I'm looking forward to Fox's story. I
Yeah,
feel
me
like I'm
too.
gonna just love Fox because I feel like we got little snippets of him.
I feel like we didn't get as much as Fox as we did of Miles, obviously, because obviously it was only one
Mm,
book, whereas we got 3
yeah.
books for Hollow's Bay.
Mm,
I'm looking forward to getting to know more about him.
yeah,
Because
me
even though,
too.
like you said, we got snippets, we didn't get a massive amount to kind of gauge what sort of
Mm,
character he's going to be like. Obviously,
character.
we know Nash is very controlling, but we
Yeah,
didn't, I don't know.
we
Fox
didn't
is
get.
going to have, there's going to be something about him that's
Yeah,
a little
I
bit
f- I
not
feel like
acceptable in
he's.
modern day, but
Yeah, I think so. I also feel like he's funny
yeah.
because he was very much. He used to, well, he. I think he's probably the only person that could take the piss out of Nash, and
Oh,
that
God,
be
yeah.
okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
God, yeah.
because I don't think that would go down well if it was anybody else.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to knowing if this is going to be 2 books or if it's going to be more because obviously we haven't met any other characters that another
No.
3rd book could be involved in. So that
There's no
intrigues
one
me.
from me from just reading book 1 that would
Mm,
scream that would have another book.
Mm.
for themselves. But I don't know, we might meet someone in book 2 that will then
Might do. Span on to being in another
yeah.
book. Yeah. But yeah, so that was another 5 stars, Chili
Absolutely.
Peppers. Yeah, I
Absolutely.
did I did enjoy that whole book, and I liked the fact that Savannah was curvy as well.
Yes. Yes, I was gonna
Yeah.
mention that as well, and I forgot, but that was kind
Mm,
of quite a big thing because obviously she was brought in to a lifestyle which was very glamorous.
mm,
I mean, he was like America's #1 top bachelor. Like he
mm.
had all these models chasing after him, and
Yeah. He could have had anybody really.
I liked that
Yeah.
she wasn't kind of,
Mm.
and I
You're
liked that you saw the challenges of her having to fit into that lifestyle because it
Yeah.
obviously wasn't easy for her at times when she was
Mm-mm.
around these very, very slim models.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Yeah.
did like that.
Yeah, because I think a lot of and I think I'm seeing it more now actually with books is there are more curvy characters out there,
Yeah, there
but
are.
there's still a vast majority of the characters are like quite perfect.
Yeah, they're very slim, they've got small waists,
Slim, yeah. And I
perky
when I say
boobs.
perfect, I don't mean like that curvy people aren't perfect. I'm just
No, no,
like
no.
the
I mean, we're
what's
2
the word?
curvy
Like
women ourselves, like,
yeah, yeah,
we know what it's
extra.
like, but I know
Exactly
what
that.
you mean. I would still say a good percentage of books are still
Mm,
a slim female with perky boobs, a round
yep,
butt, slim
yeah.
waist,
Slim waist,
and
perfect hair.
although there are people like that in the world,
Yeah.
it's that's not life, so it's nice for us kind of curvier
Mm.
girls to be
Read that.
almost sexualized in that way.
Yeah, well, this is it. This is yeah,
Because
that's exactly it. Because I again, personally wise, you know, you grow up I grew up I've never been skinny.
no.
That's never been me. I've always been the curvier person. And
Mm,
having been in situations when you don't get the not the choice, but you know, there's always that, oh, they like somebody that's a bit smaller,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah, I know what you
and
mean.
which, you know, fair enough, everyone has their own tastes. I'm lucky enough
Absolutely.
that my husband likes my softer bits.
Absolutely. And,
Yes.
and we've got our own tastes in men's, we've got things that
Yeah.
we like and dislike, but it's just it's nice, I guess, to see that there are more
Mm.
kind of not average women, because I feel like you can be the most beautiful woman and you can be curvier.
Yeah,
But I
absolutely.
think it's nice that the curvier women are getting a bit more kind of sexualized and
Yeah,
desired.
yeah,
It kind of makes us feel like we don't have to be stick thin to be
mm,
sexy, I guess.
yeah, exactly that, to have sexy and have that level of, like, that guy's so possessed and yeah, because there is another author, CJ Rain, she wrote,
Yeah,
a character and she was I would have said that she was what do they call it? BBW, is that the right
yeah,
lettering for it? BBW. She was yeah, she was a bigger, like, so not quite I don't wanna say not curvy, but like, she was a bigger girl, and
yeah,
I loved every single page of that book,
yeah.
it was great. So,
Mm,
yeah, well done for yeah, we love the curvy representations.
absolutely.
Yes.
Keep them coming.
Yes, keep them coming. Yeah, so that's great. So, yeah, so all of the books, again, they're all on Kindle Unlimited, aren't they? Sweet Surrender's on Kindle Unlimited.
Yeah,
Highly recommend. Not only that, E.K Hunter's so lovely.
I
Like,
agree. I agree. She's so nice.
she's so nice. I'm lucky enough to be her PA. And I've kind of brought her into like the book babes world with like
Mhm.
Amy and introduced her to Stacy and everybody. And she's just, yeah, like
She's so
lovely.
lovely.
She's
She's so
so
lovely.
lovely.
So I've added them all to my TBR now because I need the physical trophies. Obviously
There
I've
you
read
go.
kind of like the e-copies, but
Mm.
I need the trophies for my bookshelf.
There we go. I like the trophies. Yes,
Yeah.
I do like the trophies, and they're so pretty. Yeah, they're
Covers,
all.
yeah, I love them.
Yeah, the covers are lush, and they do have not that it's major chapter art, but they do have like a little bit of like I just even though it's only a little bit, I like just the different chapter things.
Yeah.
Like it's just a little bit on there. It's just a nice little touch.
Talking of that,
Um,
obviously I've only read the Kindle version of Sweet Surrender, but I liked the chapter pages. Did you see
oh,
them on the
okay.
version that you had? They had
So,
full page chapters. Let me see if I can get one up on my
oh,
phone.
say,
And it
well,
was
I didn't
different
get
for him and her.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't get chapter pages because I got like a pre copy before the ARC readers got the copy.
And it was, yeah, let me find it. It was like a full page.
Oh.
Oh, it's not going to show it. It's going to be weird on my phone now. On the Kindle,
Okay.
it comes up the whole page, so there'd be no text underneath.
Oh, okay.
It comes up. So she's got
Oh,
a
like
little dress because she's into fashion, and then
I
he's
love it.
got, yeah, it is Nash. And then he's got the casino chips and the
Oh, the
dice.
casino.
So on my
Oh,
phone, it
okay.
comes up with text underneath, but on the Kindle, it literally just comes up with that. So you've got like a kind of
That's
whole chapter
cute.
page. I'm not
Oh, I
sure what
love
the
it.
printed version will be like, but
Mm. Oh, that's cute. I do
yeah,
like
I
that.
love them.
Oh,
So
a little extra touch.
yeah,
Amazing.
need them on my shelf. I've got
Perfect.
a little
So,
bit of room there. Look, little bit of room.
oh yeah, you do have a little space. You could
Yeah,
fit 4 books there, 5 with the second one. It'd be perfect. Yeah,
yeah.
it's good.
I had to go out and buy a new bookshelf recently.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I had piles gathering around
Oh,
the house.
okay. Didn't you say you had like 300? No?
I've got
Books.
I've got over 300 books on my TBR. Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay.
I think kind of I've got about 160 physicals, and then the rest are Kindles.
Uh,
But it's
yeah.
probably more than that now because I've acquired
Yes.
a few more since I counted. I might have counted about 3 months ago, so yeah, quite a few more.
Amazing. I love it.
I'm on a
I
ban.
don't yeah. I was on a ban, and then yesterday I got a notification that one of the books that I pre-ordered was ready. And
Pre-orders
then
don't
I got
count.
pardon?
Pre-orders don't count.
No, they don't count. And then I got an invoice from my PayPal from a book that I'd ordered a special edition from and they wanted payment for. And I was like, shit.
You pre-ordered that though, it doesn't count. No,
It
to be
doesn't
fair, because
count.
I'm obviously being a vendor for Book Babes UK at a book event next
Yep.
week. I might have pre-ordered a few signed books from some authors, but like I've read them, so I don't feel like they count because
They don't
this is me
count.
justifying the books to
Yeah.
myself. I don't feel like they count because I've already read them. I've got the Kindle
Hmm.
versions. I haven't got a physical. I'm going to the
Hmm.
event and I'm getting kind of the books signed with my name in it.
There you
I've
go.
read them. It's not
You read
adding
them.
books to my TBR. They're just trophies.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
that should be fine.
And you're gonna meet the authors and you can't just go there and then not have a book for them to sign. You're gonna stand in the line and be like, hi. Like,
Hi, can you
you know?
just sign my wrist?
Yeah, exactly that. You know,
Just
you
get
gotta have
tired.
yeah.
But yeah, like that's
Mm.
acceptable.
Hmm.
I've already read the book.
There you go.
And
Yes,
pre-orders
exactly
don't
that.
count either. That's how I'm
No, they
justifying
don't.
my spending. Neither
Yeah.
do book boxes.
No, neither do book boxes, neither do anything that you're about to send me in the post.
No,
No.
no, don't count. Doesn't count.
Oh dear, perfect. Right, so this is E.K Hunter's special episode. Again, Amy and I both highly recommend these books, so you must
Yeah,
go out and download them. They are amazing.
absolutely. And we're gonna hope to get her on the show soon,
Yep.
so you can kind of obviously you've seen our kind of views and
Mm,
sides on things, but I think it would be nice to see hers as well because obviously they'll
yeah.
differ. And I don't know, I'm
Yeah.
quite intrigued to see kind of her thought process behind some of the things that have happened. I
Yeah,
think
it
that would
would
be
be
fun.
fun. Yeah. Maybe we can get her on before the second Carson Fox book comes out. So
That'd be
then we
good.
can kind of get that kind of sneak peeks maybe.
Maybe.
Or just
Yeah.
inbox them to us, EK, if
Yeah.
you're listening.
Just send them to us.
Send
And
them.
can we have some kinkiness for Fox, please?
Yes. I don't mind previewing any kinkiness for Fox.
No.
Just yep. Amy and I both.
We'll read it kind of page at a time.
Yeah, we will. Oh dear. Right. Well, if you've enjoyed listening, same routine, please give us a 5-star review. I have noticed, thank you so much for everyone that has reviewed us 5-star.
Mhm.
I think a couple of times we've actually made the top 10 charts, haven't we, for the
Yeah,
podcast
with the
stuff?
bookish podcast, which is it's unreal, isn't it? We get
Yeah,
really
it is
excited. And
yeah, we
was it at the beginning of this episode we said that we've started kind of seeing people tagging us kind of in their
mm,
listening things while they've been in the car or doing
mm,
some colouring or whatever, and it
yeah.
really means the world. So yeah, if you're listening, keep it coming. We like to see it.
Keep it coming. Thank you so much, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Bye bye.